Thanks, Jody. We're taking a look back at the farming season for this year and talking to some of our local farmers about some of the challenges the economy and the weather have presented. And right now we're out at one of our local pumpkin farms at Nauman's Farm. And with me is Hugh. So first of all, tell us about the operation that you have set up here. Pumpkins are your primary produce?
Yeah, I would say we started out as pumpkins, and it's probably our biggest crop, but we also grow rhubarb, strawberries, raspberries, and then in the fall we do the pumpkins.
So looking back at this summer with the weather, temperatures were below average for a number of days. We were looking at cooler weather and wet weather as well. So how did that affect the pumpkin operations here?
Pumpkins were affected mainly because pumpkins are vine crops like heat, especially in July when they're supposed to be vining out, and they like warm nights, and we didn't have any of that, unfortunately. We still had a good crop. I've heard people say here about pumpkin shortage. There is no pumpkin shortage in southern Ontario. There's lots of pumpkins, and if you come to our farm, we have like 5,000 on the lawn. The quality was fairly good. They're a little smaller because also pumpkins grow bigger when there's heat. The other thing is in the fall when you're harvesting pumpkins, if you don't have the heat, they don't ripen as quick and they don't harden off, and we've had some hard frost, so we've lost some by freezing, and some of them are still partially green, but they're still out in the field. We bring all the good ones up to the lawns, and like I said, we have about 5,000 on the lawn, so
okay.
Got lots.
So when we're looking at your sections of strawberries and raspberries, which are pick your own, are they entirely pick your own?
No, we do pre-picked. We do pre-picked everything but rhubarb. We do pre-picked of the raspberries and the strawberries, and you can go out in the field and pick pumpkins, or you can pick them off our lawn. So we do both for all our crops, with the exception of rhubarb.
And how has the weather affected your raspberries and strawberries?
Raspberries are affected the most because they don't like moisture. They need moisture, and we drip irrigate. What happens when you get rain in the fruiting season, you get more opportunity for mold. So it was a tough year that way. We actually did have a fairly good crop, and it wasn't quite as bad as I thought, but it did rain a lot, and they weren't quite as sweet.
And I would think that when you have a lot more cooler or rainy days, with the pick your own especially, not as many people would be coming out. Did you feel an impact in that end?
We felt an impact by the weather because people only come out when it's generally sunny, even in the fall. They don't come out if it's rainy. If it's cool, they will come out in the fall. But the weather has affected that. They like sunshine. The people do too.
Now, the weather's obviously beyond anyone's control, but are there other challenges that you face year to year as a farmer in Waterloo Region or as a farmer in Ontario with regards to sustainability?
Yes, and it's all based on price and competition. Unfortunately, we compete with California and Mexico and Chile in the berry crops. They have a lot cheaper labor. They get subsidies by their state governments and their federal governments, which we don't, and they have better assistance program even in helping growing, where we don't have any assistance. It's all paid for by the farmer, and yet the people around here want local, but they don't want to pay the price that we have to pay because our costs keep going up.
So with local farmers, are there any solutions that could be offered on your end, either that the government can do or that could be done locally in the community to help farmers?
In my opinion, I don't want to hand out money-wise from the government. What I would like to see the government do is help us with research and have crop consultants that come around and give us assistance through the growing season. That's what they do in the States. I mean, I guess that's a form of subsidy, but that's all I would like, is just help with the problems as in bugs and weeds. That would be a great assistance, and all I hear from our government, ag government, is, well, we're underfunded. And I know that, but we need to spend money on that kind of research and help the farmer right on his farm.
Now, on the farm level, what can you do to kind of get creative and innovative and come up with new ways to be making money? Besides farming, you have the pick your own. You also do a lot of programs in the fall with pumpkin season.
Yes, we've gone, when we started, we decided we wanted to be a farm, but we've learned that farming just doesn't pay. We're now in agri-entertainment at our farm. We do have, starting a long weekend in August, we have a corn maze. We now have a rope maze. We do pumpkin launching or shooting here. And we also have a straw jump for kids. So we're